What does it mean to live more with less? I'm Katie Wells, and welcome to the Maximized Minimalist Podcast. If you found yourself caught up in the hamster wheel of modern-day motherhood and want to rewrite the script, congratulations, you're in the right place. I'm here to be your guide and help you take back your motherhood and achieve a simpler, more joy-filled life. Cheers to being a maximized minimalist. Enjoy the show.
Hey friend, so the other day I was taking a walk through the park near my house. It is September and you know how the leaves are starting to turn and that crispness in the air. It's like you can feel the season changing. It's like so invigorating to me. I stopped by this huge oak tree that's probably been there for a long time and I noticed something. Some of its leaves were still bright green, holding on tightly, but right next to them, there are these beautiful orange leaves already letting go, just floating down in the breeze. And it hit me as I stood there and watched that there is no hesitation in nature. Trees don't fight to hold on to their leaves. They just release them, knowing that there is a purpose in letting go, that it's part of the cycle and it's part of something bigger. And as I stood there watching more leaves just gently fall to the ground, it made me think, what would happen if we could do that? If we could let go of things with the same ease, trusting that it's just a season and trusting that, hey, something better is around the corner. But as humans, what do we tend to do? We cling, whether it's to clutter in our homes, old habits, outdated versions of ourselves. We hold on out of fear of what letting go might mean. It reminds me of this beautiful quote from May Sarton: imitate the trees. Learn to lose in order to recover, and remember that nothing stays the same for long, not even pain. Sit it out, let it all pass, let it go. A powerful reminder that life is constantly shifting, and we can choose to let go and make space for something new. So today I want to talk about two things that we often overlook in our clutter journeys. And the first is the idea that there are seasons in life, just like in weather, where certain things serve us. And then there are seasons where it's time to let them go. And how letting go of physical clutter can lead to a sense of renewal, just like the trees in autumn. So talking about how life, just like nature, moves in seasons, I think sometimes we forget that different times call for different things. We have this assumption or subconscious belief that goes something like, when we buy something, we need to keep it forever. Or because this served a past season in my life, I need to keep it forever. And I'm not saying like just constantly, stay stuck on this unhealthy consumption, donate. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying just as a tree naturally sheds its leaves in fall, we need to recognize when it's time to shed the physical stuff that no longer is serving us, because those items are clutter, that scarcity layer of clutter that in a lot of homes is a hefty amount of the collective clutter. Think about it. Maybe you're in a season where you have young kids and the piles of toys and kid gear are taking over your home. That stuff serves you right now in the early years, but as your kids grow and get older, a lot of it isn't needed anymore. Why? New season, new interests. We evolve as people. We do different things. We try things. We leave them. We have new interests, and our home should be a reflection of that, not a graveyard for like past seasons or good intentions or even guilt. Perhaps you've recently gone through a big life change, a move, a job transition, or even just a shift in your personal goals. The items that supported you in the past, you maybe can look at them differently now and say, listen, you aren't actively supporting my life or my aspirational goals. It's time to let you go, bud. What often happens is that we hold on to things because they're tied to that previous season. We hold on to the high chair, the baby clothes, or the office supplies or clothing from our old job because they represent who we used to be. And again, I'm not saying, hey, just go get rid of it all. But if you tend to keep everything just because it's reminding you of that previous season, what I found now after coaching so many women and going through this process too, is that holding on to these things keeps you from fully stepping into the new season you're in now. I think we only tend to think about the past as, keeping things due to past seasons as, sentimental things, or it's a reminder and kind of the positive aspect. I get it. I honor things in my home. I have sentimental things for that reason. That's a beautiful thing. But if that's not the exception and it's more the rule and you're clinging to so many things for that reason, look at the flip side of the coin, as we always say. Is it keeping you from fully stepping into the season you're in now? We think, what if I need this again? Or this represents a really important time in my life. But just like those leaves falling from that oak tree, letting go doesn't mean those memories disappear. It means we're making space for something new. And just like the trees trust the process, we can trust that letting go will lead to bigger and better things. I think of my student, Linda, who came to me last year. She was very skeptical. She was like, I've tried it all. She joined my inner circle. I'll never forget. She was like, I don't even know. She's like, I love you. I love your podcast, but I don't know. Can you really help me? She struggled until she met me to let go of her boxes and boxes filled with memories, her quote, not mine, that it would really impact her day-to-day life. And part of my job was helping her create her vision and tap into the big why. Nobody wants to declutter just to declutter. So step one for her was like, what are you going to do with this space? And that helped motivate her. Along her declutter journey is what she realized is she remembered something. And this happens to so many of us, like Linda, me. She remembered she always wanted to take writing classes and perhaps one day write a book. But just like the clutter on her shelves in her guest room that she was working on, she kind of tabled that aspiration for many years. I don't have the time. It's not the right season. What would I write about? Right? We all have our objections to these little dreams that I think often God puts in our hearts for a reason. And through the means of creating space in her home and subsequently her mind, she's like, no, now's the time. She wanted to fill that space with something more meaningful to her now in her current season. The dream she had thought of for years suddenly became her reality. And it started by creating space and honoring who she is today and who she wants to be. So ask yourself, what season are you in right now? And are there things in your home, perhaps from a previous season, that you can release to make room for the one you're in now or the one you're heading into? Which brings me to my second point, how decluttering is about more than just getting rid of stuff. That is like the tip of the iceberg. It's an act of renewal, a way to create space for energy, growth, time, your big why, your purpose, your hobbies, to pursue your passions, to spend time with your family, to read books, to, gosh forbid, just do things you want to do. This is beautiful. This is a beautiful thing. So let's talk about that. When we think about decluttering, so many of us go, ugh, a dreaded task to add to my never-ending to-do list. How am I going to do this? How am I going to grit my way through decluttering? But what if we started looking at it as an opportunity for renewal? Just like the trees shed their leaves to make way for the new ones in the spring, decluttering allows us to clear out what no longer serves us, and we can welcome in something fresh. Think about how light you're going to feel, or how you felt in the past when you've cleared out one drawer or one corner of your kitchen counter, or even just your purse. We get excited. We are like, ooh, that feels so good. I feel lighter. It's not just about having more space. It's about the mental clarity that comes with it. Decluttering is like hitting this reset button for your home and your mind. And here's the thing I want to emphasize. Decluttering, contrary to what you've been taught in the past or told, it doesn't have to be done all at once. You don't have to Marie Kondo your entire house in a weekend. In fact, I recommend the opposite, small intentional steps for a whole host of reasons. But number one, sustainability is the name of the game. Decluttering is an ongoing event. It's not a once-a-year marathon. And again, just like the trees let go one leaf at a time, we can approach decluttering with the same slow and steady mindset. Start with one small space. Maybe today it's your junk drawer in your kitchen. Maybe tomorrow it's a single shelf in your closet or in your guest room, like Linda, who, by the way, writing her book right now. So cool. So cool. Little by little, you're shedding the clutter and creating room for something new. So as we move into this new season, whether it's fall or for you, maybe it's simply a new chapter in your life, remember the trees. Let go of what no longer serves you. Trust that new growth will come. Take small, steady steps. And before you know it, you'll have created a space that feels so incredible, is a true, authentic reflection of you and your goals and your life and your family and your big why. Friend, if you love this episode, be sure to share it with a friend of yours who might need a little inspiration to let go and start fresh. And don't forget to subscribe to the show so you don't miss any future episodes. We have some incredible ones coming. Y'all, we are heading into Q4, right? The holiday season. This is like our Super Bowl as simplifiers. We have to like flex our declutter and simplifying muscle so that January doesn't roll around and we are scratching our heads covered in clutter. Okay. So stay with me, stay tuned every week, and I'll see you next time. Ready, set, declutter. Bye.